Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. Good evening. I was just about to say good morning. Good evening. How are you, Cold Front Mafia? We're trying this up again tonight. We're trying to change things up as far as the timing goes and when we are getting with you folks. A lot of you had asked when I posed the question, of course, when you would rather see Cold Front Buffalo go live and hang out with you guys. And the decent majority actually said weekday evenings. So last night was really pretty late. I got to be honest with you. I had a buddy of mine from North Carolina, big time Packers fan on. We kind of hung out together for a little while. That was late, man. Got done around midnight. I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm simply too old, so I cannot continue to do that. So we're on a little bit earlier tonight, and maybe a little bit earlier in the next few evenings. So let me know what type of time it is that you're looking for, because I'm trying to make it easier for you and make the experience as good as we possibly can, because I appreciate all the support that you guys have been showing thus far. So that said, as you can see, the Buffalo Bills have signed 3 free agents today, and I'm quite excited, to be quite frank with you. None of these players are coming in as full-fledged starters. I think who the ones that may potentially start, well, one really, will have to earn it. I think there'll be some competition. However, three guys with quality careers and a lot of experience. It seems to me as if the Buffalo Bills are simply rounding out their offensive line. Oh, wrong one here. Sorry. They're rounding out their offensive line, and they're telling us that it seems like they are waiting for the draft. So what they did, the folks that they had signed is offensive lineman Austin Corbett, most recently from the Carolina Panthers for the last 4 years. Prior to that, he played in Los Angeles for the Rams for 3 seasons, and just prior to that, he played in Cleveland for 2 to 3 years. Okay. Nope. Yeah, I think 2 at the most, maybe even 1.5. He was drafted there. Things didn't really go well, to be quite frank with you. And for whatever reason, they let him go. Signed on with the Los Angeles Rams, started 89 to 90% of the games there for 3 years. Won a Super Bowl, so has really good experience when it comes to winning playoff games, clearly. And then he was off to Carolina for the last 4 years. I mean, this is a perennial starter. I'm not saying he's an all-pro. I'm not saying that he is a pro bowler. He has experience at left tackle as well, but predominantly guard and a little bit of center as well. So this is a big-time depth piece. However, I will be shocked if there's not at least an opportunity for Austin Corbett to win the starting left guard role over Alec Anderson in training camp. That's what I feel. I could be way off with that, and so be it. But I just don't think that this sign happens purely for backup depth and backup depth only. I think the opportunity will be there. I'm not sure what you think, and I'm curious to know. However, Austin Corbett is not like the second gentleman. Well, I shouldn't say that. Lloyd Cushenberry as well is a starter. He's a center in this league. Cushenberry the third. My apology. He is a center, and he literally starts. So we cannot say that he is simply here for to take a backup role either. I would doubt. I'm not saying that he's going to play over Connor McGovern, but what I am saying is I think there's a chance that the man is really there as almost the sixth lineman potentially for any spot. I mean, he hasn't played anywhere other than center in his career. He's played for 6 seasons, all of which, 4 in Denver and 2 in Tennessee. But he's started every single game that he's played. Okay, so again, this is a lot of experience coming into the locker room, and I think it's very telling that Brandon Beane and Joe Brady have gone out and made these 2 signs because I don't believe that, or I do believe, I should say, that this is the play that they're telling us they're making. this is my favorite signing out of all three. The third being Trent Sherfield, wide receiver. Trent Sherfield played a year in the Buffalo Bills uniform a few years ago. He's, I think, scored 7 touchdowns in his career. His biggest season, I think, was 420 or so yards. I want to say that was with Denver. He had a 200-yard year his rookie season. But where I also think he's going to come into play on top of some wide receiver depth is special teams. He's made a pretty solid name for himself in the special teams world. And obviously with Terrell Shavers being down for the bulk of this, I mean, let's call it what it is, just about the entirety of this season, I would assume the Bills need some depth. They absolutely need some depth. Now, does this mean that the Bills will not double up, or I guess if you want to call it triple up, in the draft with a wide receiver? I don't believe so. I think that they will still draft a wide receiver. At what level, which day in the draft, I'm not so sure. I think there's a lot of different directions that they can go, but I do feel that they will still draft a wide receiver because as it sets right now, they have not signed Brandon Cooks. So as it sets, they have, of course, DJ Moore, Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer, Keon Coleman, McCole Hardman is still a Bill. Now Mr. Sherfield. Gabe Davis is out. Terrell Shavers is out with injury. And then they have some practice squad guys here and there. So I don't think that the Bills are just going to give up on wide receiver. I still think that they're going to work on getting another one in the draft if I had to make an assumption or a guess. That said, we can kind of understand the game plan by the Buffalo Bills. I think now with these signs, it's wide receiver maybe and all defense. And being that two out of these three signs were offensive line depth, especially in Corbett that has played multiple positions. Now, we all know this. Part of my infatuation here and my excitement about Austin Corbett is because my last name is Corbett. So the Cold Front family's last name is Corbett as well. So pretty cool. The boys are very excited about getting a Corbett on the Buffalo Bills, and that probably will empty my pocket. I don't know, $600 because I'll probably have to buy 4 jerseys. I don't know what number he's going to be, predominantly number 63, I believe, in his career, especially with the Panthers, but we'll see. Corbett jerseys will almost guaranteed to be coming over to the Cold Front Buffalo's household as soon as they're available from the Buffalo Bills. But again, getting back to the topic at hand, Austin Corbett, especially being a little bit more interchangeable with different positions, I don't think that there's any offensive position that the Bills will go after in this draft other than potentially that additional wide receiver. I really don't. I think they're done there with offensive line. However, they're going to want to play this. It might even mean that Van Pran Granger will be used as trade bait towards the end of the offseason. And I really mean that before the preseason. So because now they have multiple slots, that can almost fill anywhere. So I think that someone will probably be on the trade block or up for discussion before things end. And I think that kind of makes sense. I think it was Thad Brown put out on X earlier that he thought that Brandon Beane might have bought himself and purchased an additional draft pick by this signing. Maybe he's going to try to get some draft depth if it can be done prior or for next year. So we'll see. All in all, this is not setting the world on fire by the Buffalo Bills today. It's not what everyone loves to see. The headlines of 2 depth offensive linemen and a, 6th wide receiver that sprinkles in a little special teams noise, but it's necessary. Okay, so let's not get too upset. The fact that these signings are not extremely sexy does not mean that they need not happen. because that roster needs to get filled one way or the other. And we're not exactly walking into this draft with, that many selections. Okay. So the reality is these need to happen, and there'll be more that need to happen prior to the season. But a lot's going to happen between now and then. Just don't count out Austin Corbett for fighting for the starting role at the left guard position. I really truthfully do believe that. I think he still has some game left in him for sure. Real quick before we get in some comments, what we're also going to talk about shortly here. We're going to get into some comments first, but Myles Garrett, the Cleveland Browns are making some weird moves, and they just made another extremely weird move today. I don't even understand it, quite frankly, and it doesn't give them really any financial benefit, according to Spot Track, and anybody knows what they're talking about when it comes to contracts. So we're going to get into that in a little bit later. I want to. I'm open to in some interpretations. I'm open to listening to what you guys might have to think that the reasoning is behind the Browns doing what they did with Myles Garrett today. He's still a Brown. I'm not saying he's not, but they tweaked his contract in ways that don't seem to make a tremendous amount of sense to me, for lack of better term. And so we'll go through it, and I want to know your thoughts. Brian Webster, how are you, man? What do you think? Should the Buffalo Bills go get or restriction more players, or should we go get Myles Garrett? I think you mean re-sign. I don't think there's going to be another signing, if I had to guess, prior to – well, I mean, not a re-sign, if that's what you mean. Prior to the draft, I think we'll see what happens. Maybe another couple – well, my gut will tell me no, although I'm still looking at DJ Reader. Ronnie Delden, awesome. Bills love. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Ronnie. Brian says – we should go get more trades and make more roster moves for the Buffalo Bills. And what do you think people in the live stream? Okay, should the Bills go get? Should we go get some more players from the Cardinals, some Browns, 49ers, Dolphins, Cleveland? Dexy says, surprised by Trent Sherfield, but he does have the special teams upside, so I get it. Yes. Yes, exactly. He does have a little bit of that. I don't think he's really going to give you much. I had it here. I don't know if I tossed it away, but I can just do this real fast. I mean, here's Sherfield's career. Okay, just so you know, Trent Sherfield. He's been playing for a little while, but I mean, here's his career highs: 417 yards. I'm sorry, that was with Miami, not Denver. He was most recently with Denver with 21 yards, which is nice, all of last year, on 4 targets. He hasn't done anything at all since, really 2022, and that's really the only season that he had in his career as far as catching the football. So he's not going to be a receiving threat, I would certainly assume here. Therefore, the addition of another wide receiver via the draft has to be in play here. It has to be. And so does Brandon Cooks. I still think they need to keep him. Lloyd Cushenberry 3 don't understand this unless SVPG is getting shopped around after the preseason. I think that's basically what it's for, as that's what I was alluding to. And it might even be a late summer thing. Get him some reps, get some tape on him maybe, and then send him on for maybe 27 draft picks. I don't know. I don't want to say it was odd, but I think that it was there's more to what it means than what meets the eye, I guess is certainly where I'm going. That's what I feel. Ethan, how are you, Ethan? Just got here after hanging out with the beer and balls. Oh, excellent. Yeah, I'm glad you started hanging with those guys too. Good dudes over there, right? I like him. Good cat. Mad Chatter, what up, baby? Shout out, babe. Hope you're doing good this evening, Cold Front. Yeah, man, doing well. Absolutely appreciate it. Same, though. Hope you are also, Ethan. Brian says Gabe Davis, like we said, is hurt. He probably will not play in this upcoming season. Is done too many injuries, won't even play this year. Right. Dexy says the same thing. Matt Chatter says all 3 they signed stink, in my opinion, but just my opinion. Yeah, I mean, listen, they're not perennial all-stars. All right. Like I said, they're not absolute studs. But Corbett and Cushenberry have been starters in this league for a very long time. They've started a lot of games for a long period of time. So they are serviceable, no doubt. Is it David Edwards? Not even close. Is it a serviceable lineman that knows what he's doing and is very smart and experienced? Absolutely. Both. Both of them. It's all depth and special team signing, so it doesn't matter much to me, Dexy says. I honestly, though, the only place that I'll disagree with you, maybe a little bit, Dexy, is I actually think Corbett's going to show up to try to take that job. I don't know what they told him, of course, but I think that he's going to put some move in there to Gorhira. What's up, Gorhira? How are you? Just so you know, Iowa, the one potential Cinderella in March Madness this year, a 9 seed. They just took out Nebraska as a 4 seed, 77-71 final. Hi, buddy. How are you, Gorhira? It's been a while, man. Do not go into debt. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you mean. Matt Chatter asks, how much did we sign Corbett for? That has not come out yet. All three of these signings, though, were for 1-year deals, 1-year contracts. I don't know the monies yet. I think we should get wide receiver A.J. Brown from the Eagles. Yeah, for free, right? My gut tells me he's not going anywhere, but I don't know. Bills aren't done at all line. None of these guys are long-term guard options. You know what? I saw that you had actually gone with a guard round 1 earlier in your mock, huh? Definitely not long-term. No. But I think they have voids to fill elsewhere that they need to pay attention to more. They're limited. I mean, if they trade back and they get some extra picks, okay, that could make some sense. But there's not that many picks here. Matt Chatter says Corbett is excellent for depth, not a starter. Well, Alec Anderson, until your starter left in free agency, was not a starter. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I mean, Alec Anderson is good, but it's not like you have an all-star, or I'm sorry, a Pro Bowler. I just think the Bills would be silly not to make that a competitive go earn that job. I think that'd be silly for them not to do that. Add more depth, I think he means, and a tight end. There's 4 tight ends with Latu, so I don't think they're going to add a tight end. Defense, quarterbacks, rush, and rushers, sure. Should the Buffalo Bills go make some more moves and make bigger moves or make a change? Yeah, listen, they're going to continue to try to make moves. 100%. Gorhira, positive. Don't go into debt. Positive. Gorhira, I'm not sure what you're saying, baby. Tell me what you mean. Tell me what you mean. I'll do my best. I think we should go get 5 Miller and open the door and sign him to a 3-year deal and go get Nick Chubb. Well, we have Bradley Chubb. Miller, who are you? I think you've mentioned Von Miller in the past, and I don't know that that's really the answer. It's not, Brian. Browns aren't trading Myles Garrett. It's all smoke to cover their plans. Dexy, well, so here's the deal. What plans and what does that move do? That move does nothing. It saves them 0 cap money. They're just simply pushing back the prorated bonuses. I don't. Where's the benefit? What is it doing? And what are their plans? I mean, I'd love to know. I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's where my head is. I want to get it. I want to understand it. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can say about the Cleveland Browns that says, "Oh man, they're going to do something smart." There's no reason for me to think that way. You know what I'm saying? I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're an NFL organization, but maybe they're outsmarting everybody. I wouldn't bet on it. Mark Krajewski, good evening. How are you, man? Love the high quality of your show and today's signing impact. My thoughts on interior line draft picks. Your thoughts? Oh, well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate the kind words and thank you for hanging in here. You know that. I appreciate everybody, and including you, of course, that comes on and hangs with us all the time. Note to everyone, we're on a march to 500 subscribers, so help me out. And if you're not yet, please do subscribe immediately so we can get to that 500 mark. And once we do, we will be giving away a Buffalo Bills jersey to a lucky random subscriber. So please tell all your friends, like this video, please. Also, I don't know how many likes we have right now, but however many people are in here, there should be at least that many, if not even more likes. So, Mark, I think what you mean is love the high quality of your show. Well, thank you. And I think you're saying that today's signing impacts your thoughts on interior line draft picks, I think is what you mean by that. And I can totally see how that may. I can totally see how that may. Now, Dexy's saying he doesn't think they're done, and they'll still draft interior, which long-term play makes total sense. But again, in my mind, if they're drafting a guard for 6 years from now, 7 years from now, I'm not on board with it. I really, truthfully, and I mean this in all sincerity, and I hate to be this guy, I guess, I don't care right now. I care about now, and that's it. This draft will be very interesting. I agree with you, Mad Chatter. There's so many different directions they can go, so many different ways they can go. There's a lot of what seems to be that like second, third level players that are kind of mashed into the middle of this draft. The high-end guys, there's not that many of. So 27 is probably going to be a little bit more electric, the 27 draft. That said, depending on what they want to go after, I think they're going to have their choice of more than one option. I really do. Resign 58. Who's number 58 for the Bills? Is that Milano? Is he 58 or 56? I think he's 56 or 58. Yeah, it's Matt Milano. He might get re-signed. The Bills need linebacker help for damn sure. We don't know what the hell's going to go on there. Right now, the Bills have Dorian Williams, Joe Andreessen, Terrell Bernard, and then you're like Charlo and a couple of practice squad guys. But that's it. They have 3 linebackers. Well, Dorian's strong. Well, no, he's technically a cornerback. So, yeah, they have 3 linebackers on the roster. That needs to be addressed. 1,000% needs to be addressed. And I don't know what it's going to look like. But it needs to they're going to have to address that in the draft as well, or they go after the Giants Okereke there, which is still a possibility. Mark says Matt Chair. Oh, what do you say the circumstance I need for round trade down? We should restructure Matt Milano. We can't restructure him. He's a free agent. They could sign him. And it doesn't appear anybody else wants to sign him. So either him or Shaq Thompson, in my mind, will be back. I would assume at this point, but I'm getting thrown for a loop kind of every now and again. So I couldn't really tell. What was a winning game where the quarterback only threw for 69 yards? Probably Drake May against the Broncos. Am I wrong with that? I don't know. Is that the one? Gohira? Should the Buffalo Bills register their map? Matt Milano. Brian, I'm not. They would have to sign him from free agency, brother. Gohir says, love ya. I think that's what it means. Love you too, man. I saw Bills were at Ohio State Pro Day, thinking a close look at Caden McDonald. We had a long conversation about this. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Possibly during the day, yes. And their top 4 prospects are not going to last until 26. So unless the Bills wanted to go to the Ohio State pro day to take a deeper dive look into Caden Curry, edge rusher for later in the draft, or their cornerback, a later rounder, corner. Dang, name's escaping me. Excuse me. Unless they were going to look at one of those gentlemen for a more in-depth look, then my mind also tells me they were definitely there for Caden McDonald. And everybody that was in yesterday was telling me, and we were all talking through, and then we even did a real quick 2-round mock draft. McDonald was not taken prior to 26 for almost anybody. Now, I had somebody tell me on TikTok that they've done multiple mocks, in the last few weeks, and that McDonald was taken prior to 26 like 75% of the time. So maybe things are changing. I don't know. But I'll tell you, maybe I'm just getting the luck of the draw with AI, or maybe AI or the models that I use know how much I love Dylan Thieneman from Oregon. But that boy is available when I do my mocks, what seems to be 75% of the time. Available at 26, 75% of the time. So there might be a few guys at 26. At this point, it doesn't seem as if the Bills will be trading up. So there might be a few guys at 26 that the Bills might go, oh shit, who the hell are we drafting? And if you go best player available versus hitting a position, what do you do? I don't know. I think that's why I totally agree with whoever it was. I think it was Mad Hatter, right? That said this draft is going to be very interesting, and I agree with it. I think he meant don't go in debt buying jerseys. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. That's okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Great point, Ethan, but thank you. Thank you. I will I will not. Thank you so much. Appreciate you looking out, though. Could we bring in some excuse me. I'm having a little bit of an issue here with this monitor. Can we bring in some McDermott next year? What does that mean, dude? Brian, what does that mean? Okay, that is what he meant. Gotcha. Can you show us all the roster? How much money does the Buffalo Bills have left? Last we looked, it was just over 13 million, but we don't know what these signings cost, these free agent signings that just happened today. We don't know how much money those, at least up until 40 minutes ago, we didn't know. So let's take a look. Yeah, Buffalo Bills still have a little bit over $13 million of cap space right now before the 3 gentlemen today were signed to 1-year deal each. So we'll see. That will probably come out to us shortly. Not tonight, but hopefully tomorrow we'll know. If not, maybe on the weekend. Gohira says you're doing great. Well, I appreciate that, Gohira. Thank you so much. The Buffalo Bills should go get. Man, what are you saying, Brian? You're going a little bit overboard tonight, Brian. Come on, man. I don't see them doing it. Miles is that entire. Oh, I'm with you. I mean, everybody knows that for sure. But they also were the team that asked to be able to trade draft positions up to 5 years out. It just seems too coincidental to me that the Cleveland Browns would ask for that as a rule change and then also do this. It's just, I'm not understanding. Buddy, I'm surprised you're not in the live stream, Spidey. Well, how many views are you to the 500 mark? We need 190 something. Yeah, 304 is 196 subscribers away. So subscribe immediately, everyone. I wish you could subscribe twice. Awesome team to win. Ronnie Delden Says awesome team to win, get a lot of good players and receivers as well. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. Sub 3078. Brian, Bills had 13.2 before the 3 signings. Exactly, Mark. You're absolutely right. This guy need 800 so I can contribute. This guy has put up with a lot of BS. Well, you 800. Oh, like to get to 1,000? Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. Go here. And I mean, what kind of BS are we talking about? I don't think I put up with that much BS. Purdue wins. Let's go. 79-77. So 2 really good games. Like I said, Iowa won. Wow. Okay. Yeah, Purdue. Wow. Not upset. It was 11 or 2 versus 11. So Texas was more of a Cinderella, I guess. But I think to most, Texas doesn't seem like a Cinderella because of what kind of university they are in their history, you know. But yeah, Purdue taking it down. I'm 58, yo. Good for you. I'm 39, man. 39. 21. Gotcha. I see Milano, Bosa, and Jones signing elsewhere after day after draft when compensatory picks compensation ends. Yeah, I mean Daquan Jones. I don't think he's going to sign. I don't know. He's definitely not coming back. I mean, went on that like X rant a month and a half ago or something. Bosa could still get a little bit of money. Milano can get a decent amount of money, but I don't think. I don't know. I don't think Bosa stays. I think Milano stays though. I do. I don't know why. I can't give you any reason behind that to be quite frank with you, but um I don't know why. I think Milano's staying around. I do. I do. But I get what you're saying. I think we're going to be owed some on Edwards for damn sure. Right? David Edwards is definitely one. Dexy says, Cold, I got 3 2027 prospects for you if you want to take a peek. 2 safeties and an outside backer / edge guy. One of the safeties you love because you love Dylan Thieneman. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's talk for 27. So you mean next year's draft prospects? I'm always in for sure. Go here, Jory Ferguson. Caden Curry edge is also an option for the Bills. He's a great special teamer, so instant impact. Yeah, and that could be part of why they went. I just don't see the GM and the coach, the head coach, going there with that much of a loaded roster if Caden McDonald was not the main reason, I guess. You know what I mean? Ohio State guy. Yeah. Yeah, Caden Curry is the one that I was saying that I felt like unless maybe you weren't in here, sorry, but I was saying when someone asked about the Bills going to the Ohio State Pro Day, I said unless they were going to see the Caden Curry or I forget the late round prospect for the Buckeyes cornerback, then I didn't see why they wouldn't have gone to go see Caden McDonald. But I think I'm sorry, yeah, Caden McDonald. But this Caden Curry is certainly a potential, no doubt. I think he well worth taking a shot on if you know if you didn't get anything earlier, and you know and you're still alive looking for that later on for sure. People are only be looking at big names for these school visits. Usually, but that's also the what most people don't know of the I don't want to say lower level, but you know what I mean. There's still NFL prospects, but the lower level, usually people don't pay attention to anything past the first round. Quite frankly, the average fan doesn't really usually know a name past the first 3 picks, if I'm being honest. You know what I mean? But you're right. Yeah, Brian, man. Could you put a vote poll? Can you guys park track? What does that mean, dude? Puka Nakua. The Buffalo Bills should go get Puka Nakua. Oh, and Myles Garrett. Is that what he meant, Dave? Dave. I didn't even read it because I had no idea. And I know you know what I mean. I literally did not read it. I had no clue what it was that he was saying when he said that. And now maybe this is what he meant. Jesus. Joe Ferguson. Yeah, good answer. Okay, man. All right. I don't know what it is that you're talking about. One thing I look at for offensive wide receiver, tight end draft capital is how many targets will be available. Well, that's a great point. I don't think tight end is in the fold here this year, Mark. But wide receiver, I think there's a I don't know. Okay, so I was just listening to something earlier. Oh man, I gotta rethink about this. It was it was a quick YouTube video from who's the guy, shorter dude. I gotta go. Hold on. I'm gonna look at my emails real fast because I have to. I want you to know. Okay, Tyler Dunn. Anybody familiar with Tyler Dunn? Go long. He's a like a journalist. He was doing a short little clip with somebody on YouTube that I just saw earlier, and he was literally quoting, I believe, that McDermott was saying that Josh Allen was a hindrance to the way that he liked to play football. Okay? Think about that. Let that sit in. McDermott, and this is from a journalist. I'm not saying that I heard McDermott say this. I'm saying that in the videos out there. I mean, I can't play it here for you because I got knocked for that once. But McDermott was saying that Josh Allen was a hindrance to the Buffalo Bill, well, to the way that he wanted to play football. So if you think about that, what do you think that does for Joe Brady now that he is calling all the damn shots? I have a suspicion that Joe Brady is really going to open this freaking thing up. If the head coach who was there for 8 years or 9 years thought that arguably the greatest quarterback on the planet Earth was a hindrance and did not run everything through Josh Allen, then what do you think Joe Brady is going to do once that gentleman is no longer around? That is just crazy to me. The fact that that is a thing is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Tyler Dunn from Go Long. Pull him up on YouTube. It's only like a 4-minute video or maybe 6-minute video or something. I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I might have to do this. I'm going to try to find this as we're talking. I'm going to keep going through here. But my whole reason for saying that, Mark, was that I think there might be a shit ton of targets to go around this year. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay, here we go. It's a 9-minute video, and it was uploaded yesterday. All right, it's playing in my ear. I'm going to let you know as soon as I hear it. I think there's going to be a lot of targets because I think it's going to be let the damn thing rip. We're still going to run the football. You still got James Cook, and he's as big a threat as anybody, and still a very extremely legitimate offensive line. But I just think that it's going to be different. Honestly. Okay, I see Shakir and Moore getting 100 each. Knox, Hawes, Kincaid about 125 combined. Running back room about 80. Palmer and Coleman about 65. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like putting numbers on targets because when I look at that, I think that's no different than this year for Palmer and Coleman. And then like, do you want to cap them, or are you just saying that's what you think? So what is that? 225. It's 365. I don't think that's enough. That's not even close, actually. 100 each. I'm sorry. 325 plus okay. 27. I still think it's a little light, but I see where you're headed though. I see where your mind's at. So any wide receiver pick may get 40 to okay. To me, that takes out wide receiver pick at 26. Yeah, but you know what? You also just might, if he comes to play and he has a good camp and he's got a good rookie mini camp and he's there, you can fizzle out Palmer and or Coleman if you want him to. You know what I mean? You really could. Lesser known prospects. Yeah, sure. That's a good way to say it. Yep. Why don't players ever say, if I win a Super Bowl, I will be set for life? I don't think that they are. But I think plenty have admitted that. I mean, look at what's the guy that does the podcast with Ryan Fitzpatrick? I think he decided to retire as soon as the confetti hit the ground when he won his Super Bowl with the Los Angeles Rams. His kids and his wife come on over, and I think he looks at his wife, he goes, I'm done. And then he tells his kids, Daddy's going to be home. So I think they do. Some do, and then to some of them, they just want to keep it going. They just want to keep it going. 6 rings. What's up, 6 rings? Drew Bledsoe has better number than Allen and 2 AFC championship wins. Okay. Better number? No, he doesn't. Drew Bledsoe has better numbers than Josh Allen. What? Stop that. Brian, I mean, I love you, Brian. The Bills just can't go pick off whatever wide receiver they want out of the NFL like this, you know. Pickens, first of all, I think was franchise tag, so he's not going anywhere anyway. Regardless. They can't just go get him. He's under contract. I got to play this thing again because I didn't hear it. It went to the end. We shall get some players from the Dallas Cowboys. The Buffalo Bills should restructure everybody. Okay, come on. All right, so the outside linebacker edge, Elijah Rushing, Oregon, really like him in the 2027 draft. Free agency, Georgia, KJ Bolden. I know about this Bolden. I know a little bit about him. Like, I've heard about him. I think I've seen some clips. Don't know much about Elijah Rushing, though. Let's look into him, though. 100%. 100%. What's muted, Gorhira? What do you mean? And the guy I think you'll love, my boy, Coy Parrish, or Parrish, Coy Parrish, Oregon safety, do-it-all guy. Transferred from Minnesota. Dude is a beast. Been watching him since he was in high school. Okay, so now he was playing next to Dylan Thieneman this year. I mean, not for long because Thieneman bounced around, but well, no, so did he. Clearly. 100%. Let's take a look at it, man. I'm interested. Dave says DJ Reader will be signing with the Ravens after the draft per Aaron Wilson. I know he just went on a visit, right? Didn't they just have him there today, I think? I think Baltimore just had DJ Reader there, which is pissing me off, but I think so. Filthy dollar bills, baby. Wits. Yeah, Fritz. Fitzpatrick and Wits. Ryan Ryan Fitzpatrick. What the hell's the guy's name? Andrew Whitworth. Oh, thank you. I think that's the story. I think that's what he did. Literally won the Super Bowl. He's like, all right, that's it. I'm done. Drew was the perfect QB to me. Wow. Tall, able to throw a football like a cannon. His pocket was elite. He's won 2 championship games, including 4,500 yard year. I'm sure you're talking about. He was a Bill too. Yeah, I mean, I know you're a Bills fan, but that doesn't mean that you think Drake May is perfect. I'm not saying Drew Bledsoe wasn't a good quarterback. I think he was a very good quarterback, but certainly not that good. Good. Wasn't that good. Bills ran 1,020 plays offensive. Yeah, they were dead nuts down the middle. Isn't it crazy? Play calls last season with changes on team percentage of pass to run will change from 52-48 to maybe 54-46. So maybe 550 to 560 passes. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I just think that Joe Brady might actually unleash the beast even a little more. Hold on one second. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, here we go. I'm going to play this. I got to play this for you. And let me know. Dave, no freaking kidding. He's lights out tonight, buddy. Lights freaking out. Brian is. He's lighting the world on fire, Brian. All right, first of all, let me know immediately when I hit play here if you can hear them speaking. I hope you can.
I hadn't even spoken to before.
Well, that's not working very well.
More comes out. It was the way it was described to me before, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. We don't have to go there. We've discussed the previous head coach enough. But Josh Allen was described to me as a burden for Sean McDermott. He viewed the quarterback as a burden, was the word that was used. Bizarre. Right? Yeah. Very, very bizarre. So psychologically, to move away from that toward what we see now, where you've got a head coach professing his love.
Okay. I don't want to get myself in trouble or any of us in trouble, but are you kidding me? This guy, first of all, Tyler Dunn, if you don't know anything about him, look him up, find his website. He publishes article. I mean, he's a journalist. He's very trusted in the football world too. So he gets interviews and he gets information that people don't get. Seriously, he's like a quiet stealth bomb. Really is. That said, when he says that that's what he's told, okay, that Josh Allen was a burden to Sean McDermott, that kind of pumps me up for what we could potentially see this year. Anybody else? I mean, you heard it. I'm not making this up. That's a guy that people trust a hell of a lot more than they trust me. Tyler Dunn. He's not lying. Shit he says would have been fact-checked way before this clip. So I heard that and I was like, what? You've got to be shitting me. Someone tell me that Josh Allen is a burden to you as a head coach? Damn. So, again, to me, that's exciting. That kind of gets me a little pumped up for next season because I'm pretty damn sure that Josh Allen is not a burden to Joe Brady. But time will tell. I'm just saying, I feel like Josh Allen can do Josh Allen things. He's going to have more opportunity, whether it's throwing the football, maybe throwing a little bit downfield a little more. And I'm not even talking about bombs. I'm just talking about the average pass attempt, as far as air yards are concerned, more than 2. Because I think McDermott had a lot to do with keeping it tight. keeping it tight, especially after hearing this. Or letting him take off more with his feet, maybe. More so than just the tush push type thing, you know. I mean, he had a pretty good year in his legs, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I'm just saying, I think there's more. I think there's more, man. I think there's more from Josh Allen, and I really do. I'm not saying it's all the way to the Daboll-esque, but I think there's more. And I think it's now. And I think that, yeah, I really think that things are going to be opened up. I wouldn't doubt if Josh Allen has 5,500 yards, 5,000 combined yards. I really wouldn't. I really would. Now, what combination? I'm not sure. 55 is a pretty big number. 5,000, it might happen, boys and girls. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. I really am. Gohira says, me like takes. Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Is that where you're from? Very cool. Whoa, what just happened? What just happened? I lost you over there. Hang tight. Hang tight. Okay, so yeah, maybe you're from Kutztown, I'm assuming that that's what you mean. No, he transferred this season. Okay, so first year to Oregon for your guy, Coy. We got to look that up. Factor in sacks, and we are looking at 525 to 30 passing plays, assuming 70% completion rate. Woo! Yeah, that's nuts. Factor 375 completions. Yeah, I think 70% is a little high for sure. Although I guess it could happen. Not if they're going to be as aggressive as I think. But total sack production for Chubb and Groot, I think 18 combined, 24 combined ceiling. My number's 20. Dexy, my number from, I think the first time that I actually, when the minute we signed Chubb, I think I said I want 20 out of the two of them combined. How it breaks down, don't really care, I guess. I don't think I care. But that's kind of where my mind is. That's what I'd like to see out of those two boys. These are the reasons I see Kaden McDonald at 26. Good inside LB at 91 and wide receiver 126. I would run to the podium if Kaden McDonald is available at 26. But here's the problem. If Dylan Thieneman and Kaden McDonald are both there, what do I do? What do we do if they're both there, boys and girls? What in the heck do you do then? Anybody? What's your take? You know what I think about Dylan, but I got to tell you, did a little bit more in these last few days on Caden. Didn't think it was ever going to be available, so I didn't go too crazy on him. For what the Buffalo Bills, I mean, the safety is so important as well, but what the Buffalo Bills could do, or what they would need, or I'm sorry, how much better Thieneman, I don't know, it'd be tough. It'd be really tough. I don't know what I would do. Not drafting a Nosaka 26 would have to trade down. I'm with you, but that dude is a big deal. He's a big freaking deal. I think he's a game changer. Sorry, not sorry. Well, don't be sorry. You can't be sorry, Dexy. You got to have your opinion, right? Can hear them. Okay, we hear. Perfect. So you guys heard what he said. I'm late on these comments. My apologies. Hold on. Dexy, great point. I see 32 overall sacks between Mercer. Oh, yeah, you got to throw in Chubb. Well, what about Oliver then, Mark? If you're at 32, whoa, you see 32. You see 10, almost 10 and 3/4 or so a piece. So what about with Oliver? Things it's get nasty around here. I'm telling you. We were just talking about this a few days ago. That line can get nasty real quick if they all stay healthy. I mean, makes sense now while Josh Allen was being held back from using his legs at the start of every season. 100%, dude. 100%. I mean, I again, the guy's legit. And when I guess I never really heard it from such a legitimate source. I didn't really hear it, period, ever. But hearing that, it just blew my mind. And the fact that maybe I glossed over. I didn't read an article or something that he had written when he first heard someone say that. The fact that that has not taken off is beyond me. I don't know, but I think it's a big deal. I really do. I think that's a big freaking thing. You can't deny Jack Kemp, the greatest Bill of all time. I don't know if I put Allen over Bledsoe or Kelly. Would you cut it out, 6 rings? I love you. Stop the madness. Just stop the madness immediately. I mean, stop. Gorhira says 6 rings. Oh, welcome something. Oh, welcome me now. Oh, welcome me now. I don't even know what that means. Oh, welcome me. No, me no. I trust Bledsoe more than maybe, to be honest. He's gone up against elite schedule and did not have injuries. He beat fully healthy teams. Okay, fair. It was different. Yeah, okay. I got a feeling we will go wide receiver with our first pick. Marcus Warren. You're not the only person that feels that way. Who do you think they pick? Who do you think it is? If they go wide receiver at 26, who do you think is still available? And who do they take at that number? I'm almost the opposite of what Dexy says. I'm thinking in my head, I feel like there's more depth at wide receiver that you can get in the second round than there is at nose tackle. I like Lee Hunter also. I don't know. I feel like there's a better chance in my mind that if you're going to go wide receiver, that you could get that wide receiver by trading back. But if you want nose, if he's available, then you take him then. If it's McDonald. But again, a lot of things come into play because if Thieneman's there, you have to take him. Let me ask you this, Dexy. Are you still in agreement that if Thieneman's there, you have to take him, or are you trading back regardless? Because in your mock this morning, you did not trade back, right? You took the guard in round 1, did you not? Was that Ty Dunn clip from his Twitter? No, YouTube, bro. I didn't even know he was on YouTube. I got the algorithm put it in my face. You know what I'm saying, Dave? So I just was like, oh, I know this guy. Well, I don't know him personally, but you know what I mean. And it was a short video, and I think I was in the car, about drove off the road when I heard that part. They're talking about DJ Moore. That was the main topic. Is he a 1? What does he do? How does he help? What is this, that? And then it came up, and that's what I was listening to while talking to you guys, because I wanted to just play you that one piece there, because that's obviously what really stuck out to me. And yeah, it's real. It's real. So if you want to, I'm assuming you're asking me that, Dave, because you want to maybe go back and listen or watch. As a matter of fact, this is what I'll do. What am I doing? This is not that hard, boys. I'm going to. Okay, it's in the comments. The link to the video is in the comments. Oh, you found it, Dave? Okay, gotcha. What madness? Ring says what madness? The madness that you're assuming that Drew Bledsoe is as good as Josh Allen. That's madness, dude. You know this, Rings. 6 rings. You know this. Oh yeah. I maybe Jim Kelly could still be. I mean, listen, greatest quarterback or greatest Bill? I find it hard to compare greatest players from different positions, if I'm being honest with you. I think Barry Bonds is by far the best hitter of all time in baseball, and I'm a baseball guy. Is he the greatest player of all time? I don't know. I could throw in other people that are more 5-toolish, even though Barry Bonds earlier in his career was 5 tools. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense to you? So it's tough for me to say. I mean, I think Alex Rodriguez in his prime was probably the greatest baseball player overall. There's nothing he couldn't do better than everyone. maybe a little. There was a couple of guys from time to time that could steal more bases than him. Other than that, he was outworldly. But Barry Bonds was the best hitter I've ever seen. So that's kind of where now Tom Brady, sure, greatest football player of all time. Okay. Is he the most talented? Or did he just happen to play at a position? I mean, this is not happenstance, but he was in a position and he won a ton of Super Bowls. I mean, is he the greatest physically gifted quarterback of all time? You know, just it all goes back to what's your definition of the greatest player, the greatest bill, the greatest position guy per position. You know, it's all kind of perception and what you truthfully feel. But I certainly don't think that you can compare at all Drew Bledsoe and Josh Allen. I understand a little bit the Jim Kelly versus Josh Allen. Josh Allen's career is not over yet either. But when it's all said and done, it's not even going to be close, barring, knocking on wood, his health, of course. But Drew Bledsoe and Josh Allen, that's where I think is madness. Okay, so you would go, Marcus, Casey Concepcion with the 26th pick. Okay, gotcha. Edward Liska. How are you, Edward Liska? Good evening. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay. Need youth and rookie wide receiver contracts. I love I love rookie contracts. Love them to death. It's a good point. But are you thinking that that's more important than picking the right guy? Because you don't have many draft picks. We just simply don't. Got it. Thanks. Good. I knew what you meant, Marcus. Yeah, no need for that. I understood. I'm locking out. I love the Bills, but I love the fans more. I'm clocking out. Okay, go here. Have a great night. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. So he says, do you put Allen over Kemp and Kelly? Yes, I do. Yep. Why don't you like? What don't you like? He tall and had great arm. He's won championship games, which Josh hasn't. Yeah, but that because I do not equate championships and Super Bowls only to a grade or a judgment of how good a quarterback is. I actually think it's silly to do that, if I'm being honest. That's just like saying, well, maybe not just like, I don't want to get it off on a tangent in the wrong direction. But no, I do not feel that quarterbacks get judged fairly whatsoever because, again, we could say this a million times, then that means that Trent Dilfer is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. So I don't think that that's even a conversation I really need to interject myself in because I think that's the silliest thing you could ever say. Not you personally, 6 rings, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to get at. So I don't believe in it at all. I think, well, I shouldn't say at all. I think that it could be a swaying factor in one direction or the other, but it's not how I'm judging a quarterback. And I'm not putting Bledsoe above Josh Allen because he's tall, he had a good arm, and he won championship games. Okay. There's a lot of great quarterbacks that never won a Super Bowl, and there's a lot of bad quarterbacks that did win Super Bowls. Yes. Jeff Hostetler. Arizona and Arkansas is up now, or not up now, but they're playing now. And then Illinois and Houston as well. Games just started. Talking about March Madness. Mark Ripien, Brad Johnson, Jim McMahon. I mean, like these are the guys that won Super Bowls that are just not very good quarterbacks. So when you put Josh Allen into that conversation, I'm going to have to say what I said, which is stop the madness. Stop thy madness, sir. Oh, got to tell you, boys and girls, this. Well, first of all, subscribe if you haven't. You all know that, please. If anybody is in here that's new, keep the comments flowing. We are definitely a communicative channel here. I like to chat with everybody. Anybody that is in here will tell you that. I try not to miss a single comment. I try to get them all. But some exciting news. Hopefully starting tomorrow. I don't know if it'll go up, but hopefully I'm going to at least create a video tomorrow. I think I'm going to do some film. We have onboarded with the Bills Roundtable and Roundtable Sports. So I'm not doing this channel by any stretch of imagination. This is my main goal or my main focus for sure. But I'm going to be doing some work with those boys over there, the Dan Mitchell of the world, Richie's over there, Z-Bot's over there. I didn't get a chance to really meet all these guys yet. However, they did. I just got off the phone with them today, got some access points that I need. And so be on the lookout for that. For all of you Bills, well, Cold Front Mafia people, I'll also be over there, and you can see some more of me if you would like over there. I don't know exactly how it's going to look and what we're going to be doing, but I'll just be doing, in the beginning at least, some pre-recorded stuff, like not live. I'll still be doing live here, no doubt. But for those guys over there. And I think it's going to help us here. I think it's going to help my channel kind of get out there to the masses. These, these gentlemen that I've mentioned and these companies, they have a company. They've built a pretty large base, and I'm really looking forward to that. So pay attention for that, but nothing changes here either. Just letting you know. That was I was excited for that. We're waiting for that for a little while, but it should help our channel out here. And I won't forget anybody, obviously, when we just grow to be so damn big. You know what I'm saying? I'll remember everybody. Only kidding. It's probably not going to happen. But I will definitely, let you guys know when channel or when videos are going to be posted over there as well. So that's the good news that I've been waiting to tell you all. I've kind of hinted at it, but now we're good to go. Okay, so you want to, all right, 6 rings. All right. We're going to pull up his Drew Bledsoe. This is a joke. If I'm being honest. Come on, dude. Look at this. Here's his career. 57% completion rating. Or I'm sorry, completion percentage. Yeah, a lot of yards. 6.6. 250 to 206. 250 to 206. Now, we're not looking at record, right? Because if you want to bring up a championship game, then you need to look at his record, do you not? See this? Team record in games started by this quarterback. 98 and 95. Wow. Averaging a 9-8 season. Come on. Come on, bro. And I'm not even saying that we should be doing this. I'm just saying that's how you should need to be looking at it, because you told me that he's better than Josh Allen because he won championships. So if you're talking about wins, then you need to look at record. I don't always look at it that way. I do think that record means a lot, but if you're going to look at championships, you need to look at record. And the guy was 3 games over 500 in his career, 57% completion percentage. Now, I'm going to pull up our guy, which I have no problem. I'm going to share this also. Sheesh. Sheesh. All right, you guys got this one now? There he is. There's JA17. I love you, 6 rings, but we're going to put this to bed real quick. All right, here it is. So he's 50 games over 500 already. 64% in versus 57. I'm just going to go back and forth. Here's Josh Allen. 7.4, 220 to 94. 7.4, 220 to 94. Now, share this instead. 57. So he's 0.8 yards less. He's played, how many is this total? It's 193 games. Oh, we could just go down here. We'll just do this. Which one are we on here? Sorry, I got to go back. This is JA. All right, so we're on Josh Allen. I'm going to scroll down. Get out of there. Okay. Yay. 128 games versus Drew Bledsoe's. Goodness. Come on, boys. 193. Literally, we can't be honest. 6 rings. Drew Bledsoe has played 65 more games with 30 more touchdowns. And ready for it? 100. Oh my God. 112 more interceptions. So where are we going, bro? Where are we going? And I'm not even going to look at the rushing statistics, because if we do that, you're gonna be very upset. Now, what I would like from you, 6 rings, is to apologize to Josh Allen. I would like you to apologize to my guy, Josh Allen, for the nerve that it took for you to compare him to Drew Bledsoe. 3 games over 500. 12 more interceptions. Only 40 more touchdowns at this moment until 251. I'm sorry, 30 more touchdowns with 65 or so more games played. And yes, he has, let's see, how many more yards? 30,000 to 14,000 more yards. But the average season we have is 3,900 yards. So 39. Oh, okay, same deal. They average the same they average the same amount of yards. So he's going to pace, if he plays the extra time, he's going to pace destroying Drew Bledsoe. Now, obviously, I'm being facetious with you. I'm only joking, 6 rings, about apologizing, although I think Josh Allen deserves it. But the point is, this is why numbers don't tell everything. Certain games that you may have won or not won also don't tell everything. It's the good and the bad. Like, Josh Allen was completely at fault for losing against Denver this past February or January. 100% his fault. The rest of his playoff career, he's literally dead nuts equivalent with Patrick Mahomes with playoffs statistics. And then when you add in rushing statistics, he overtakes Patty Mahomes. So my point is that if Josh Allen was on the Kansas City Chiefs his entire career, he would have won the exact same amount of Super Bowls, at least. Now, I'm not saying more, but at least. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And obviously, we're Bills fans. It's a Bills channel, so everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're a Bills fan." Yes, I am. That does not mean that I know how to stop myself if I'm being biased, because I do. And I'm also the first person to point out Josh Allen's flaws when he screws things up. And I think everyone that's been around here for a while can attest to that as well. Ethan says, people forget teams get to the Super Bowl, not just a quarterback. Yeah, it's exactly right. Now, the quarterbacks obviously have more of a say on a game than others do. They touch the ball every single play. Well, for the most part. Other positions can't say the same. So, for sure, just like pitchers, right? When they're pitching, a lot of it is up to them. Now, a lot of it's not. But they certainly have their mark on a game more than any other position, other than potentially the catcher. But Not really. It's the pitcher. We all know that. So I totally get it. Being a leader on the field as 1 overall pick coming in when Brady went down and beat the Steelers. But no, he was there prior to. He was there prior to. I mean, I know what you're saying. After it was the other way around, was it not? What didn't Brady go in when Bledsoe got hurt? Yeah, Brady went in when Bledsoe got hurt, and then Brady did go down. He came back in, right? Like he then had to take over again. Listen, I'm not saying Bledsoe's a bad player. No doubt. No, like I don't never question that. I think I said that before too, but all I'm saying is that there's no way, shape, or form that we're going to compare him to Josh Allen. I love how petty you get pulling up the stats. I love it. I love it, Ethan. I mean, obviously, I think Six Rings know it's all in fun. He's been hanging out with us for months now, so he knows I'm just kind of busting balls. I like having the conversation. But yeah, I can kind of get that way. My apologies, Six Rings. I love you, man. I love you. Jim Kelly doesn't have better numbers than Allen. I don't believe that he does. You're right. Or Bledsoe. Yeah, maybe not. You want to pull him up? I don't know. I don't know about the Bledsoe thing. I mean, clearly we obviously know that Allen's numbers are better than Bledsoe's, but let's look. All right, so he played 30 less games. Well, I'm just going to share this. Sorry. He played 30 less games. He had 5% more completed passes. He has 9,000 less yards. These are more like Josh Allen numbers, my friend. Sorry to say this, but these are more Josh Allen numbers than they are Bledsoe. And he has a better touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, it's just what it is. He's got 14 less touchdowns and 31 less interceptions, bro. These are baseline numbers, of course, but actually, Jim Kelly's got better numbers than Bledsoe if you average them out. But he's better than Allen on my list. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair. So you're putting wins above. I'm totally with it. I'm just going back to what I said earlier, which is, yeah, he averaged 200, 150 or so less yards per 17 game average. See, Jim Kelly averaged 37.68 per 17 game season. That's how they break this down, which is nice that they do that for us. And then we'll go down here to Drew Bledsoe. Share this instead, which is 3,900. So 150 yards a year. Meaning, if Kelly played the same amount of games, he would have been a couple thousand yards less. You know what I mean? The averages. But like I said before, it's all broken down to what your determination of the grading rubric is as far as quarterbacks go. And that's fair. I think that's totally fair, right? Isn't that fair? Like, you could just leave it at that, because I don't think obviously there will be two people that agree in the world, but no, not everybody's going to agree on how to grade them. You know what I mean? I think Kelly better than Allen, to each their own. Exactly. That's all it is. That's all it is. Imagine if Josh played with talent like Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, Andre Reed, and James Lawson. Well, yes, you can look at that as well. I mean, that team as a whole had some absolute studs. Now, Josh Allen, when it's all said and done, will have some, mainly not offense. James Cook could have a really good career. Wide receiver, obviously, no. We're not talking about anywhere close to Reed, Allen. You're not going to have a Bruce Smith on the defense. So, yeah, all fair points, a lot less yards. Oh, yeah, we were talking about that. Either way, like I said, again, it's just a matter of how you look at it, what your grading scale is, and how you interpret what you look at. I look at numbers, I watch film, I interpret things a certain way. Also, doesn't mean it's the same way that everybody else looks at things, So it's all fair. It's all love too with everybody. All love with everybody. And actually, that love is how I'm going to end it right now. And I appreciate all of you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm glad we got in to hang a little bit tonight. Like I said, subscribe if you haven't. Even 6 rings. We said this statement yesterday. We're going to make hate. 6 rings is not hater, but everybody's welcome. Love to have everybody in here. I appreciate all of you. We make haters into homies is kind of what we coined yesterday. And we just want to keep this thing rolling. So subscribe. Let's get to 500. We're joining, Cold Front's joining a bigger conglomerate, so to speak, really soon in the Bills Roundtable, Sports Roundtable, or Roundtable Sports, excuse me. So really looking forward to that. And let's keep it rolling, right? Like the video, share it to everybody, tell everybody that you know to subscribe and try to support. And I really appreciate you. We're going to get to 500 soon. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get to 500 soon so we can give away this dang jersey. Now, last question I have for you before we do go is this. What time, everybody tell me what in here in this chat before we go, please. Everybody that's in here. I hope people didn't start popping off. I just want to know what the best time for everybody is for us going live. We've had some pretty good luck during the days, and I know it's not easy for everybody. And people had voted on a post that I did that said weekday evenings were the best. Now, when you say evenings, do you mean this time, 9, 10, or do you mean 7, 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock? Like, I don't know if I'll be able to do whatever it is that everybody is hoping for, but I do want to do my best. So I just want to know what is the best for you, and we're going to try to make it work out for the masses. So let me know, please. Absolutely let me know what your thoughts are as far as that is concerned. I love you. We'll talk to you soon. We're definitely going to be around tomorrow. So I don't know what time, maybe, that late morning thing again, because that seems to be the biggest traction thus far, but we'll get on a schedule as well. I think people are looking for schedules. So thank you. Good evening, beautiful people. We will talk to you tomorrow. Go Bills. Cold Front. Josh Allen's better. See you guys. I'm only busting your balls. 6 rings.